Okay.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's your girl Dad with a bit of truth. And today I have with me,
Hey, it's your girl Kia.
What's up? It smiles.
Hey, it's your girl O.
all right, and today's topic is it hard to be in a relationship with different goals and morals? For me, I say yes, it's very hard to be in a relationship with someone if y'all are not goal oriented. It's like if I want to get married and do some things and I want to get married, I want to have kids and all this and build my own business and you just like, well, I'm living day to day. It doesn't give us anything to fight for. If we're not fighting together to get the things that we want in our relationship or that we want in general, then what are we here for? What are we doing? What's the next stage for us? You gotta know what's coming next. And if I don't know what's coming next, it's hard for me to say, okay, if you can have different what I want to say, you can have different um like I like to clean, but you don't like to clean. Or I have the same routine every morning, but you're not a routine kind of person. It's okay to be in a relationship like that, but if you have different morals and goals and not trying to accomplish something, it's very hard. I mean, what do you think here?
I feel like in a relationship, no one should have the exact same goals and morals. And I say that because not everybody have the same exact goal in mind, for their lives. Like most people, in all honesty, want the end goal to be marriage when dealing in a relationship. So that's yes, realistic. But when it comes to like individual goals in life, everybody's goal is not going to be the same. So I feel like it shouldn't be hard to support your partner with whatever goal there is that they have. Like for me and my significant other, her goal is to continue her education to be, the best teacher that she can be. She's currently a teacher and she's trying to get the highest credential there is for teaching. So that way, if we were to move out of state, she can teach anywhere. For me, I'm more in the psychological field. So I support her with her teaching career and she support me with my psychological career or, whatever the case may be. But we support each other with each other's goals at the end of the day. But our end goal was marriage, which we accomplished. So kudos to that. Um, but it didn't end there. You know what I mean? Like we still have goals that we want to accomplish together. And then we still have goals that we want to accomplish as an individual too. So I don't see or understand why it would be hard to, have a difference of opinion in goals or morals in a relationship. Now, when it comes to the moral aspect of things, that's a little tricky because you will want to be with someone who has, in a sense, like similar morals to you so that it's not a complete change for you with what you're used to or how you live your life. You know what I mean? So when it comes to having morals, say for instance, if you are in a relationship with someone who has a different moral from you, I would suggest, respecting their way of living and expecting the same from them. Because if a moral is the only thing that's dividing the two of you, that's something that can be worked through with communication, understanding, and respect. Smiles, what do you think?
Okay. I hope my answer is not too simple, too, bland. But personally, I feel like I'm okay if we have different goals. Um, I just feel like as long as your morals and your goals align with mine in some way, or better yet, if it don't hurt me, if it's not hurting me, if it's not have me, breaking down my morals and my goals, if I don't feel, disrespected or affected in any way, right? Then I don't care. I think it's a good thing. I don't think that it's a problem. Now, for example, if morals, when it comes to morals, I don't know, I have to add religion into that slightly because I feel like your morals and your religion, they go to hand in hand. So if you're more, if you're spiritual, or I'm spiritual. So in instance, if I'm spiritual and you're a Christian, we can still go. We can still, have a happy life and stuff like that. But like if you're like an atheist, then no. You know what I mean? Because I believe in a higher power and that person will believe in nothing. You know what I mean? But other than that, I feel like I'm okay with it. I'm okay with having different goals and different morals. I feel like opposites attract in some way. What you got to say, Oh?
Um, Honestly, I agree with all of you. You and Kia make some valid points, and I get where Den is coming from. For me, I don't mind different goals. I don't think that should matter. Different goals or different morals, as long as the relationship has the basics of a relationship, and that's, the communication, the trust, compromise. As long as you have those things, I don't see why, you couldn't work that out as a team. At the end of the day, you are a team. The only thing that I feel like goals would be an issue is if it interferes with a goal that you all have together, and that could be anything. It could be a family, y'all decided or agreed to start a family in a year, and then in 6 months one partner wants to go to school, and that school is going to take 4 to 6 years. Well, how are you going to have time for children if you're going to be focused on school? I think we need to adjust some things, or rearrange our goals. But that's the only time I actually would have a problem. I also agree with Smiles when it comes to the religion. Um, I was brought up in church. I consider myself spiritual, not a Christian. Um, but I was taught that you have to be equally yoked. And that is like with the same belief system. Like if you don't believe in God, I just don't see how far we can go.
Right.
Because what I'm going to be trying to do to lift us up, you're going to totally disagree with that. I don't really see a atheist or someone who believes in something totally opposite of what I believe in is going to be able to come together and compromise with me. There's always going to be a clash. But outside of that, different goals is fine, morals is fine. If you're a person that can adjust, it's all about a personal thing. If you can adjust to, someone else's ways and vice versa, I don't see that, being an issue. But that's a personal thing, at the end of the day. But that's what pretty much all I have to say about that.
Okay, so I know Smiles had mentioned, being with an atheist, it wasn't something for you. I can honestly say that I was with an atheist for 10 years, and it did not affect our relationship in any way, shape, or form because my beliefs are my beliefs. Their beliefs were their beliefs. And I didn't pressure that person to come to church with me, read the Bible with me, let's do Bible study, listen to gospel with me. Like, I didn't put my beliefs on that person because I went in knowing that they once did have a belief, but then something happened to them in their life to where they felt like they no longer believe. So for me, I don't necessarily say religion is an issue. Like morals and goals and beliefs and things like that are not an issue for me. Like, as long as you communicate it to me and don't try to make me out to be what you are, I'm cool with it. Like, don't put whatever it is you believe on me. If you believe in the universe and not a higher power like God or Allah or Jah or whomever it is that you believe in, I'm cool because I believe in who I believe in and you believe in what you believe in. So it's like, I don't know, like, I mean, everybody has the right to choose for their own on their beliefs. You know, when you're growing up, it's like you're kind of forced in a sense. Your parents make you go to church or to the masjid or wherever it is that you go with whatever religion your parents believe in. So it's like when you become an adult, you have that opportunity to choose on what it is you choose to believe in. So if someone that I'm dating doesn't believe in a higher power, that's their belief, not mine. It has nothing to do with me. For me, it's not going to affect our relationship. It's not going to, affect me at the end of the day because I know what I believe in. I know there's a higher power. I will want you to have, belief in a higher power for sure. Absolutely. 100%. But I can't force it on you because then that don't work for the relationship. That only creates turmoil in a relationship because then they're feeling like, well, you're forcing me to believe in something that I don't believe in. So again, in a moral aspect, morals is more of, how you were raised and how you live your life, respect, courtship, things of that nature. And it's like a lot of people don't have morals today. And I don't know why, because I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for me and say that my morals are intact and ain't nobody gonna tell me otherwise in regards to make me feel a type of way or think differently about what I know. And what I know is what I believe. So maybe that's why I've been living a good life thus far. But that's just me.
I feel what you're saying. I do. Um, but what my experience is that in the past, when I was, young and open-minded, meaning like more carefree towards, you know, other people having different religions or practicing different things than myself. And we ended up clashing at some point. And, so as I got older, I wanted somebody already that way. Like, I don't want to have to force my beliefs on you. And I don't want you to, to force anything on me. So that's why I would have to pick someone that's already where I'm at with it. Because I was raised a certain way versus how somebody without a religion background was raised. And it's totally different. And at the end, it has everything to do with how we raise our kids. I was brought up in a Christian home, so I guess hospitality, manners was forced on me. I was raised in that structure, how we talk to each other. And some people that don't have that background, they're just more wild, you know, they feel like, they could be their kid's friend or talk on their kid's level or let their kid in their conversations, and they don't pray before they eat, or they don't pray before they go to bed, or they may not value the words "I love you" before, you go to sleep, or maybe going to bed mad is okay with them. Like, it's just so many different things that ended up being different between me and people that had this different religions. But at the same time, I feel like you're right, because not everything has to be the same as you. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes people, are different, but it doesn't truly affect you. So you can live with it, So I definitely understand your point of view, Kia, as well.
Well, my thing about the morals in a relationship, like, I believe in treating people as you would want to be treated. Respect is earned, not given. And I feel like if you disrespect me, then that's the level we about to be on, because you disrespecting me, I could disrespect you back. But if you want that respect, you gotta earn that respect. It's not just given because, oh, you're older than me, or it's not just given because, oh, we're in a relationship. No, if you gonna disrespect me, I'm gonna give it right back to you, because I can't be the only one respected in the relationship, and then you turn around, you're doing whatever you want to do, and it shouldn't go like that. And then if you gonna treat me a certain way, and when it's done to you, you want to raise hell about it. But when I did it, you raise hell about it. But when you do it to me, I'm not supposed to say anything. That's not fair. That's where the morals comes in, and it's hard, because you should be able to treat the person that you're with the same way you would want to be treated. Don't expect the highest standard for them, and you get to get away with whatever you do or whatever you say. That's not fair. And that's where it becomes hard in a relationship to have different morals, because you want to do whatever you want to do, but I'm not supposed to do it. Or you get to say whatever you want to say, and I'm not supposed to say nothing about it. That's not fair. What you gotta say, Kia?
I think that when it comes to situations like that where, people feel like they can say certain shit and you can't say nothing back to them, I don't necessarily think that that has to do anything with morals. I think that's them as an individual, and narcissism, in all honesty. But that's another subject that we definitely gonna touch on.
That's wild.
Because I feel like that particularly don't have anything to do with morals. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they may see their parent going through a situation like that, like where the father is the head of the house. So if the father speaks, the mother can't say anything, or so on and so forth. But that's not realistic in the world that we live in today. Like, it's just not. Like, why can't everyone have a voice? You know what I mean? Like, why can't the mother say something in response to whatever it is that the father say? If the father going out cheating and the mother catch him and the mother say something and be like, well, how long has it been going on, whatever, he's gonna tell her to shut up and she gonna shut up? Fuck you thought? Not in 2024. Ain't happening. Like, that shit ain't happening. Like, no, people need to use their voice. This is why a lot of times relationships don't work, or people get walked over, because a lot of times they take, okay, well, this is how my parents was, so this is how I'm gonna be. Be your own person. Be your own person. Like, I am nothing like my parents at all. I am my own person. I took things from each of them on what to do and what not to do. But I'm my own person at the end of the day. So it's like, again, I don't look at, that as more of a moral thing. I look at that more as an individual thing, and someone who has narcissistic behavior and just want to be controlling over whomever it is that they're dealing with. And it sucks, because a lot of people feel like, okay, well, I'm gonna shut up because this person is talking. No, not me. I'm gonna speak. I'm sorry. That's just me, though. I can't speak again. I can't speak for everybody else. But no, if we're having a discussion as adults, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to say my piece. It shouldn't lead into a bigger argument, a breakup, or whatever the case may be. Why can't we talk like two adults, agree to disagree, and move forward? You know what I mean? It shouldn't be tit for tat. It shouldn't be two wrongs, because they definitely don't make a right. You know what I mean? So why engage in that negativity? Especially if this is a relationship that you want to build on, you want to move forward with. Why engage in such negativity when you can simply talk to your partner? Not talk at them, but talk to them. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts, though. I mean, I don't know. I'm just different, I guess.
Oh,
No, I was just gonna say I totally, agree with Kia. Um, you know, it's definitely a personal thing, and I have some experience, but with what Dennis talking about, and you know, like Kia said, it becomes to be tit for tat. So it's like it's a lose situation, especially when you can't communicate. When your person feels like they have to have the last word, and you feel like your your words was, I guess, invalid because they just talked over that. So I get that, but I don't agree with you then saying that you're gonna be disrespectful. I get it, if they're coming at you being disrespectful, but it doesn't make you look any better. It doesn't solve the problem. Um, you know, I'm guilty of it too, but we definitely have to find another way. So I just wanted to say that.
and you right about the disrespectful part. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just a firm believer. Like it's, it's how you treat me. If you feel like it's okay for you to treat me in this way, then you're saying that's okay for me to respond to you in a negative way. If you want to be negative towards me, then you're telling me this is how you like to be treated. Whenever something happens, you're telling me that's how you like to be treated. So I'm going to treat you as such. You know what I mean? It's not right, but I'm just saying. Go ahead.
So my question is, if we have to ask ourselves, basically, do we deserve this treatment? Then I guess the question is, why are we with the person?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ask ourselves that enough. Like, we really have to start taking accountability for what's going on in the relationship. It can't just be the other person. Um, so I just wanted to add that too, because like I said, I have some recent experience, and accountability, it plays a big part. So
Definitely. Definitely does. I just feel like when you're in the stage of getting to know me, with a potential partner, I feel like goals and morals are definitely something that should be spoken about. Because before you get in too deep or serious in a relationship with someone, I feel like you should definitely already know what their goals are for themselves and for you guys as a whole. And you should also know what morals and beliefs that they have. So that way, if it's something that you feel don't align with you, you can end it in the talking stage as opposed to in the midst of a 5 year relationship. You know what I mean? Like talk about that shit ahead of time. Don't wait till we 5 years in to then talk about, well, what goals do you have for us as a couple? Or what are your morals and beliefs? You know what I mean? Like that's dumb shit. Talk about that shit in the beginning. Don't waste nobody time. Because if you waste my time, I'm gonna be pissed the fuck off. And I'm gonna let you know that I'm pissed because I'm like, you don't waste my motherfucking time. Like you could have told me this in the beginning. And yeah, it falls on me too, because maybe I could have asked. But if I'm telling you what my goals and morals are for myself and us as a team, that's your opportunity to speak the fuck up too. To say, okay, well, my beliefs and morals are a little different than yours, but we can coexist because I'm not going to put what I believe on you, and I don't expect you to put what you believe in on me. It's all about communication at the end of the day in every fucking subject. It's all communication. You literally have to have that talk. Sometimes maybe, religion, morals, goals, and shit like that is hard for some people to talk about. It shouldn't be because it's an everyday thing. I also feel like when it comes to goals, don't set no bullshit ass goals for me if we a team. Let's set realistic shit. Like, where do we see ourselves together in 5 years? Do we see ourselves in a home that we purchased together? Do we see ourselves married? Do we see ourselves in our careers? Because I'm gonna motivate you to get to where you want to be, and I hope you do the same for me. Like, this is shit that I talk about in the first few dates. That's just me though, because I don't want to waste my time. Because time, you can't get that shit back. You can't get time back. So why go on in the talking stage for months, maybe even a year, 6 months to a year, and waste somebody's time when their person could have been out there waiting for them, who has similar goals in mind, who has similar morals in mind that they live by. Like, don't waste my time. And I think that's what essentially it's all about in relationships. Like, if you ain't got the same beliefs and same goals, that's cool. But let me know what they are so you can give me the option to say whether I want to be with you or not. Because if I feel like your goals ain't realistic, deuces, I'm out. Because if you 40 and you talking about, I'm thinking about being a rapper, I gotta go. Because that's
Okay, that's not
bullshit.
funny. That's not
Because
funny.
it
Oh man,
is
I didn't mean
though,
to
because
laugh
that's
like that.
bullshit.
Oh man, that caught me off
But it
guard.
is funny. It is funny because this is the life that we live in today. People be on social media like, oh, this person just came out and they like 28, 34. I think I could do it too. And you 40. Like, grow the fuck up. Like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for the bullshit. Like, oh, you think you want to be a rapper? Okay, let me know when your single come out. But I'm moving around because I ain't got time to do all that. I ain't got that to do. Now I support realistic shit. Like, if you tell me you want to go to school, you want to further your education so that you can, get into a career, I'm cool with that. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna motivate you. I got your back. But not no bullshit like being a rapper at 40. Like, starting out a rap career at 40 at that. Like, And your bars ain't tight? Can't do it. Ain't for me. No. Ain't for me. Can't do it. Let me shut the hell up because
I had a
I can't.
question. I mean, what if the goals change though? What
Just
if they
communicate.
change? But what I'm
Communicate
saying
that.
is right. But what I'm saying is y'all both talking and stuff like that. You and your partner, y'all decide, oh, y'all gonna have a kid at a certain time. And then what if they find interest in a certain career path? You know what I'm saying? That changes things a little bit. Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
me and my partner and I, we discussed a lot of things in the beginning. I mean, the rundown of it. But
Mm-hmm.
as time went on, they wanted to pursue a certain career path that they thought they haven't. I mean, that they thought they gave up on. Which is a flight attendant. So that pushes
Mm-hmm.
things back, or with us having kids. I mean, a child, because I don't want to have more than one. If I can help it. No offense to those that do, but no, I'm good. Um, but yeah, we want to have a kid at a certain time. But now that my partner's a flight attendant, we have to maneuver and figure things out more because I don't want to feel like a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I wouldn't be, but I would be
Yeah.
because they call her anytime to go on the flight for 1 day to 4 days to 5 days. They do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of her career. So I can't get upset with that. I could only adjust.
Right.
But we're not heterosexuals where we could say, oops, we made a mistake. In our situation, we will be planning to have that child. So we will be
Right.
willingly, to bring a child forth into our lives. But I don't want to feel like I'm a single parent. You know what I'm saying? I also don't want her to not be a flight attendant. No, I want her to be that, to be the best at it, which she is. But then where does that leave me and the child? You know what I mean? Because I still have a life. I still have goals that I have to achieve. And then now I'm home with the baby or figuring stuff out with the baby because she's always gone. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at that
Yeah.
point, that's when the goals be like, okay, we're going to have to figure something out versus other goals where y'all could be like, cool, let's do it. Or your goals may be
Right.
different than mine, but we still can make it work. You know what I mean? So I feel like,
Right.
I don't know, like you could start off you going good, and then in the middle of it, y'all go switch, and then y'all both be like, we either gonna make it work, or we're gonna end up going at each other and splitting up because it's just not working. The goals is just not aligning no more. You know, so I don't know. I just feel in between about it sometimes.
I
Well,
mean, in
my
reality, that's a good scenario. In all honesty, like flight attendant, definitely schedule is unpredictable. So definitely, you know, that is something to talk about. It definitely would be a hard adjustment, if you
Mm-hmm.
guys still decided to move forward with, having a child and things like that, because her schedule is unpredictable, and then you have your goals that you're setting forth too. So it it's all about timing, I guess you can say, in a same sex relationship
Right.
in reality, In a same sex relationship, it's definitely timing. In a heterosexual relationship, is easier, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely does.
but for same sex, yeah, it is definitely more difficult, especially for women, for sure.
no, my thing is this, like, yeah, how about we discuss having a kid and then you turn around years and years later and you're like, I don't even want to have no kid no more. What?
Oh, oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
how
That
did
would
you
that.
just drop? How did you just drop the ball on me like that? And I've been waiting and waiting for years
Mm,
for you to be ready for this. So, oh,
mm,
if you don't want to have no kids, then I don't want to get married. So, what are we doing? What are
mm.
we doing now? What are
Splitting up.
we here?
And that's what I was talking about, the bad part of it. That's the bad
Yeah,
part.
that's the part that I, you know what I mean, that I just feel about. You get what I'm saying? Like how you all of a sudden just drop a ball and say, "Oh no, I don't want to do this no more." But this is something that we talked about in the very beginning, or at least 2 years in the relationship, and then you wait
Mm.
2 years later to say, "Oh no, I don't want to do that no more." Excuse me?
I would essentially feel like this person kind of wasted my time because you knew what I wanted and you knew how much I wanted it. So I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely feel away and definitely let them know, like, this is something that I want. And I'm not willing to compromise this for our relationship. So I guess this is it for us because I told you this in the beginning, you know what I mean? And then you
Mm-hmm.
years later say, "Oh, I don't want a kid anymore," when you know that this is all I've ever wanted, for real, for real. Yeah, I have a
Mm-hmm.
problem with that. I would definitely be like, yeah, if you can't compromise with me in regards to us building a family, I guess it ain't meant for us to be together at this point. Then that's just me, though. I think that's horrible to waste somebody's time knowing that you really didn't want it, but you didn't speak up till years later. Like that's fucked up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy. Mm-mm. I wouldn't be okay with that at all. Mm-mm.
That's mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
That's low key painful.
Yeah.
For real.
That's
Yes.
painful. Yeah, that hurts your feelings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it shit.
I mean, it depends
Mm-mm.
on how you feel about it. It depends on how much like you said, well, I guess in this instance, yeah, it would hurt a lot because, you know, Dan definitely wants to experience having their child. So yeah, in that
Right,
case, yeah,
right.
for sure, yeah. But if you're like you
Like,
can do without a kid, like it's not gonna break you, then that would be a different outcome. But yeah, yeah, I agree. That would be hurtful for real. Yeah.
and what's crazy is in a situation like this, the other party who no longer wants to have a kid will literally make you feel like shit because they'll be like, well, our love isn't strong enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people tend to do that. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
beliefs and morals be all the way fucked up to the point where it's
Mm.
like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just didn't know how to tell you. Nigga, you should have brought that shit all the way out in the beginning
Yeah,
because you knew from Rip
absolutely.
that me building my own empire or, continuing my family's legacy was important to me. And this is something that I told you was like not off the table. I told you from rip that this is something that needs to be had or that needs to happen. And then you hit me with this. I can't be with you no more because now I feel like I can't trust you because you playing with my feelings, you playing with my emotions, and you playing with my time. So, no more you and me. It's me. For a lot of people, when they're in situations like this, I have friends. So a lot of people in situations like this, they literally be like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm moving on with my life and continue the goals that they have in mind for themselves. So they do end up having their child because it's something that they've always wanted. So they continue with the plan that they set forth for their life. And I say kudos to them because you shouldn't have to change something that means so much to you for somebody that you love. Yes, you love them, but they knew again from the beginning that this is something that meant a great deal to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment that they knew they no longer wanted to have a child should have been spoken about. Not years down the line because you ain't know how to tell me and all that extra shit. I'm not going to want to hear that. I'm personally not going to want to hear that because
And
that's
then
not fair to me. And it's not fair to you either because you know what I want and I keep bringing it up to you, but you keep diverting the conversation into something else so that we ain't got to talk about it because you already know that you don't want it. Tell me then. Don't wait. Tell me then. Sorry,
yeah,
it's just a touchy topic, and I just ugh.
yeah, my main thing is this, like I'm getting online, I get on Facebook or I get on IG and I see people getting married, people having kids, and I'm just like, hey, there go another person getting married. Mm-hmm. There's another person having a baby. There goes another person and another person. I just feel like time is just moving on and passing me by, and my opportunity is never gonna come. And it's just like, how do you deal with that? How do you really deal with that?
You gotta stay in the fight. You gotta stay in the fight. I feel that way about a lot of things. I get that way. And I just feel like, what's meant for you will be for you. And I know that's hard to chill with because it's like, no, you want what you want and you want it now. And if not now, you want to know that it's going to come. You want a guarantee. And a lot of things is not guaranteed, nor is it visible if it is guaranteed. Some things happen a lot of things happen when it's supposed to happen. But we don't know. So we just got to go by faith and hope. And if you feel like it's not happening, then maybe it's not that person that it needs to happen with as well. Maybe we force things with certain people when we should just let it go. And we don't want to let it go because we have chemistry, we have history, and you think you want it with that person because it should be that person. But a lot of times, a lot of painful times to be exact, what you want, it be with other people. It don't be with the person that you want it to be with. And that's sad, but that's reality. But that does not
Amen.
mean for you to give up what you want. No, fuck that. If having a baby is what you want, then keep manifesting it. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
not who you want it to be with, then you have to deal with that consequence because you want it that bad. So it depends on how much you want it. Are you willing to go out in the world without that person to get it? Or would you rather suck it up and not have what you want, but you have the person? Then you end up having
That's a good one.
regrets and end up being mad at them because you really truly want what you want. So it's hard. It's so hard. But I had to do it. I had to do it. Literally, I physically, mentally, spiritually, I had to do it. I had to do it because nobody in my past wanted a kid as much as I did. They already had
Mm-hmm.
them. They already
Mm.
had them. And half of them was done with it. Half of them didn't really want another child. And I had to respect that because they already had that. They already had that experience, you know, but I wanted that experience. I still do want that experience. But even though I wanted that person, they wasn't going to be able to go through the journey on the same level as me. I wanted to have a first with somebody else that's going to be their first as well. I wanted the feeling to be new for the both of us. I didn't want to have that feeling by myself and the other person's like been there, done that. I didn't want that because
Mm-hmm.
that does not, it hurts a little bit because it's not the same energy. I wanted to have the
Right.
same energy, but I also didn't want to let that person go as well. But it started interfering with our relationship no matter what. I wanted to pit it and say, oh, I don't need a kid. It's all good because this person has kids. I'll suck it up and settle. But then that caused strife. It caused strife. So I was faced with stay, suck up my dreams, or let that person go and get my dreams. And I decided to get my dreams. Do it hurt? Not no more, but it did because that person was cool. Like I thought that person was my end game, but I chose my dreams. So I don't know. It's just, you have to deal with that. It's the consequences, and you got to live with it, and you got to choose you. Honestly, at the end of the day, but that takes a lot of courage. So I mean, it's up to you.
In all reality, I feel like don't know what everyone's religion and beliefs are, but I feel like God is not gonna give you something that you're not ready for.
Mm-hmm.
He has our plan written out already, you know. So it's like when you're in a relationship with somebody and you going so hard to try to have a kid or try to have this or build a marriage or this and that, if he feels as though this ain't your forever person, that blessing ain't gonna come to you. It's not. No matter how hard you try, how much money you spend, or whatever the case may be, if he feels as though this ain't for you, you're not gonna get it. What's for you will be for you. And if he feels as though, all right, this ain't who I want you to have a kid with, you ain't about to have a kid with that person. No matter how much money you spend, or no matter how much you try to have a kid with that person, it's all in God's timing. That's my belief. I truly, genuinely believe that. He has the final say in everything that happens in our lives. So it's like, I know, you know, some people may not believe that or believe in God, but that's the realization that I live by. He does everything for a reason. So you probably wasn't blessed with that child, with that person, because he knew that wasn't your forever,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I hear you. I believe I understand where you're coming from because that's how I've been feeling. Like, okay, maybe it's not meant to be. When it's meant to be, it's gonna be. And so, this is our show for today. Y'all let us know how you feel about it. Comment, like, and subscribe.
Out.
See ya.